The Doc is In is sponsored by Amada Senior Care.
Fox 56 News Chief Medical Contributor Dr. Ryan Stanton is with us in studio.
This morning he's focusing on viruses and the potential for new ones.
Well, you know, I feel like the internet, and this was before COVID, was very much into the, is this microbe going to wipe out humanity?
Mm-hmm.
You know, COVID came in and tried to make a show of it, but most of the time it's not a big deal. And so I think sometimes it's important for us to come and level set and say, let's pump the brakes for a minute and let's see what's really going on with these viruses. So some of the trends that we're seeing right now are showing that the viruses are up. We're seeing like 5 or 6 different viruses right now within our emergency departments across the country. As you can see here, Kentucky is in the very high range of viruses and viral presentations to the emergency department. And somewhere around 5 to 6% of every emergency department visit right now is going to be associated with some sort of viral presentation, whether this is flu, COVID, RSV, or the others that are going to be involved. Interestingly, COVID is actually pretty stable and actually dropping off. We've seen a stabilization of the flu, likely because of this cold weather we've had and schools being out and stretching out, separating us a little bit and allowing those numbers to stabilize. RSV continues to be a major player as well, but we're seeing a lot of viruses out there right now. Now, the one that we're going to talk about in our next segment is going to be the human metapneumovirus, because there's a ton of headlines saying this could be the next big thing. And I'm not talking about weather-wise, but in terms of our viral players. And in the next segment, I'm going to talk about how that may not be one that's going to need to keep you up at night, because it may be something we've already been hanging out with for many years.
All right, well, I'm glad that you're going to ease our worries. I was looking at the symptoms, and I was like, I think I have 10 of them right now.
Well, the thing is, those symptoms you have right there can actually play for almost every virus that's out there. So really, the only reason to know what virus it is to put a label on it. So mainly people don't get antibiotics unnecessarily for these viral syndromes, for which antibiotics aren't going to make it better and are just going to increase risk of resistant bacterial infections. So really just identifying them is more of an academic thing to say, hey, you don't need antibiotics. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, most of these viruses are going to make people feel about the same amount of time, about the same risks.
Was it Kierkegaard or Dick Van Patten who said, if you label me, you negate me?
I don't know who said that, but it sounds like it fits pretty well, because that's exactly what happens here with healthcare. Is folks will look for that answer, and until they can label it, many times they fall the idea that it needs to have antibiotics, and we're trying to push away from that.
Gotcha. All right, well, we'll check in with you at the end of the hour. In the meantime, we'll be right back.
You're watching Fox 56 News. Our home, your news.